Hello everyone and welcome back. And if you are new here, then welcome in. Today I'm going to be doing a review of the Oraculum Leviathan Tarot deck by Bill Duvendak and Asenath Mason. We will also be taking a look at the accompanying book after the initial flip through of the deck. I'm Leroy, and on this channel I create videos relating to tarot, saint work, magic, and the occult. So if any of that sparks joy in you, then consider subscribing, as I make an effort to post frequently. And I'd honestly love for you to stay around. Also, this video is in no way sponsored. I am just very enthusiastic about tarot cards. So, the deck itself was produced by a company called Become a Living God, and I purchased the deck off of their Etsy shop page. You can still buy the deck for $100 if you just want the deck by itself. If you want the deck and the book, this hardcover book, it'll cost $200. And if you want a leather-bound version of this book with the deck, then it will be $300. Now, the one I paid for was obviously the one for the deck and the book. $100 for a deck for an occult deck isn't too crazy for me to be spending, but $200 kind of feels a little high even for me. But in the end, I'm glad I bought it. This is basically just going to be a review of the deck. I'm going to do a flip through of the cards, and then we're going to look at the book. So yeah, having the accompanying book was very important to me, so I knew I needed to buy it. The box it came in, I'll show you, is it's a pretty sturdy box. It says the names on the side and the names of the author and artist. And this is what the cover looks like. It's the same image as the back of the cards. There's a lot of draconic imagery on the back of the cards, and the cardstock is really good in my opinion. It feels thin enough that the cards shuffle smoothly, but not so thin that it feels cheap or like paper. They're semi-glossy and they feel well made. The art style is interesting and it suits the deck very well. You know, the entire deck is done in grayscale with accents of this kind of a brick red color, and honestly it helps give the deck a darker tone. The majors they each have a Hebrew letter ascribed to them, and they also the pages in the deck are called princesses and the knights are called princes. So let's go ahead and have ourselves a look at the cards. So I'm going to stop talking and just flip through the cards. So, now what I will say is that when I ordered the deck, it came with the book inside of this black velvet drawstring bag with "Become a Living God" embroidered across the front of it, and it was a beautiful bag, and I absolutely can't find it. I just spent the better part of an hour looking for it. I don't know if I overlooked it, but I cannot find it anywhere, so I apologize that I can't show that to you. But it was a very nice black velvet bag, and it fit the book and the deck inside of it comfortably. So let's look at the book. So the book itself is 185 pages, and it has silver along the cover of it. So all the text on the cover and on the spine has kind of like this silver material on it, so it's very shiny when it catches the light. So it's a good sized book. I will not be doing a flip through of the book. I won't be flipping through every page because I want to be respectful of the author and the artist, because it's their work, and I think if you want to know what's in it, you should buy it. I will go over what the contents are in a very general sense, but I won't be like showing you page by page. I won't be showing you the exclusive spread in the book either, but I will kind of go over all of the things about the book that I really like. So the book begins with a foreword by the artist depicted here. This is the artist, Asenath Mason, and then the author is right here, Bill Duvendak. So I'm trying not to catch the glare from the light too much. So there's a foreword by the artist and an introduction by the author, both of which help to explain the draconian current a bit more, as well as the thought process behind the creation of this deck and the guidebook, which I think the Etsy shop where you can buy the book and deck actually lists the guidebook as a grimoire. So that kind of puts into perspective the value behind the book. So in this book we can also get to see a history of tarot and the different ways you can use the deck, and the applications both for divination and for potentially ritual work. Every card in the deck has a colored illustration. So this is an example. So there is a colored picture for every card in the deck. The suits all are like this. They have a small blurb for each card, or like a little paragraph explaining the meanings of each card. And so this is what it looks like. So that's what it looks like. And then the every card in the major arcana, there are actually full color pictures, which is actually really something. So you can see, and what I like about it is that you get a full image depicting and magnifying all the details that are sometimes really easy to overlook or glaze over when you're just looking at the smaller cards. And I thought that was really, I thought it was really cool that they decided to include all of that in there like that. Because as somebody who I consider myself an artist, so I appreciate art a lot. So it's really something to be able to see full page images of the card artwork, especially if you do ritual work that involves kind of like journeying, path working, with the art itself. So that's one thing. There are also 3 spreads in the book, and the spreads are a sort of a Celtic cross spread, and then there is an exclusive Leviathan spread, which is kind of like for those that walk the path of the dragon especially. And then there's also a ceremonial magic spread. So I thought that the ceremonial magic spread was pretty unique for me, not just the Leviathan spread. And then there, at the back of the book, there is an about the author page. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah. And it just says that he is an ordained independent spiritualist minister who is an internationally known astrologer, psychic, presenter, and author. And about the artist, it says that she is a writer and an artist, the author of books and essays on esoteric, religious, and mythological subjects with a particular focus on the left-hand path philosophy, Luciferian spirituality, and draconian tradition. And there is a page for the publisher themselves, and it looks like this. I don't mind showing you this because, I mean, all this stuff is available to purchase online on Amazon, so it's not like private information. And that's the whole book. It's a really nice book. I first heard of the deck when I saw an advertisement on the occult forum called Become a Living God, and I immediately was interested and intrigued with the deck. I knew I wanted to have it in my collection. I knew I needed to own it, but when I saw the price, I was definitely taken aback. I was definitely turned off from buying it for a really long time. I definitely was on the fence for a while with this purchase, but in the end, I'm really glad that I went ahead and took a chance on this item. I know sometimes with occult paraphernalia, decks, books, things like that, once it sells out, it's sold out and you'll never see it ever again. And you'll end up having to pay 5 times the initial price on eBay for somebody's secondhand copy. It's definitely one of my favorite left-hand path divination tools, and I'm really glad that I own it. It's still fully in stock and available to purchase at the time of me filming this. The card descriptions are written in like an easy to understand kind of way. It's not written in some weird, mysterious jargon or something. It's written in a really easy to understand kind of way, which I actually really appreciate. The art is aesthetically pleasing to me. My favorite suit is definitely the suit of the swords, the way the artist has drawn that suit. So what are your thoughts on the deck? What do you think about it? Do you think it's overpriced? Do you think it's worth the price? Personally, I think it's a little overpriced. I think 100 for the deck seemed a bit steep, but I guess I would still pay it. For this book, if it was a book, a standalone, maybe $40. Maybe $35, $40 for a paperback, and maybe $50, $60 if it was hardcover. So altogether, I couldn't see it being worth more than $150. So $200, $300, it seems a little excessive, but in the end, I'm glad I own it, and I did get my money's worth out of it because I do use it. So, what do you think? I like it a lot, personally. With all of that being said, I'm going to go ahead and draw this to a close. If you enjoyed this video, then hit the like button. And if you enjoy this type of content, then go ahead and subscribe, because really, what do you have to lose? Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care.